I'm absolutely fascinated by something Ben just told me.
What's that?
Well, apparently his contract with Carter Bowden represents a great deal of money.
That's right. $25,000 a year just to paint.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that rather a handsome sum for a relatively unknown artist?
Funny you should ask.
Why, do you know something that I don't know?
Not really, but you do agree that's an awful lot of money for a person like Carter Bowden to pay for exclusive representation of an artist like Ben, who has, at best, a rather meager reputation.
Well, it does seem that way, but then, of course, the galleries here in Springfield may do things differently than the galleries in Chicago that I'm used to.
You know, that's another thing. It's my understanding that Carter is more than willing to release Ben from his exclusivity if your father can convince a Chicago gallery to give him a showing.
How do you know that?
Well, that's what Ben talked to me about when he came to my office earlier. Of course, I didn't mention this to Ben, but I find it rather strange that an astute businessman like Carter would give up an artist so easily after paying so much to get him in the first place. Don't you agree?
It's your question. You must have the answer.
The only one I can come up with is that it wasn't Carter's money to begin with. And so, consequently, he has no moral right to hold Ben to their original agreement.
Well, well, well. It wasn't Carter's money. Then whose money could it possibly be?
Okay.
Of course. Amanda's.
Certainly a possibility. Vanessa, I hope you never mention this to Ben, because I know for a fact from other conversations we've had that he has no idea that his wife may have underwritten his contract. And knowing how proud Ben is, it could cause a very serious rift in an otherwise perfect marriage.
Well, I know that it was cheating, looking over your shoulder. But at least I got you to smile.
Yeah, well, you know, we're here to study chemistry, Morgan, not play games.
Well, I'm going to learn a lot better from somebody that I can relax and be friendly with.
You know, we talked about that, and I said as long as we were studying together, you were supposed to think of me as a teacher.
Well, I can't do that. I mean, ever since you've gotten here, I haven't thought about chemistry at all. All I've thought about is why you're acting so cold and standoffish, what I did to make you angry.
You didn't do anything.
I must have done something. You're acting completely different last night.
Yeah, and that was my fault, and it'll never happen again. We were stupid to go hiking around Laurel Falls and wasting all that time when time's what I've got the least of these days.
How can you call hiking up to one of the most beautiful places on Earth and talking for the first time a waste?
Because we're supposed to be pulling up your grades, Morgan, not rehashing a bad time in my life.
Well, if you ask me, I just think that that girl in San Francisco is just weird. But I was glad to hear that, well, you were human like the rest of us and that you could get involved in someone even though you realized it was wrong.
Talk about your put-downs.
It wasn't meant to be a put-down.
Well, it sure as hell sounded like one. And, you know, it's almost funny coming from someone who always jumps to the wrong conclusions and thinks people are trying to put her down and call her a child when they're only trying to be considerate and helpful.
Well, I don't know why you're making such a big deal
And yet it's perfectly all right for you to call someone and say, I'm glad to see you were human enough to make a fool of yourself.
Well, first of all, I didn't say that you made a fool of yourself.
Well, that's what you meant. And what is so damn funny?
Well, I don't know. It's just that you're usually so together and relaxed about things. I've never seen you fall apart like this.
I'm not falling apart.
Well, then why is your face all red?
You know, I just don't understand this entire conversation.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Kelly, I could hear you shouting all the way up at the main house.
Max, I can't tell you how I appreciate the work you've done in that daycare center. It's something that's very close to my heart.
I was sure of it. I never had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Dubois, but she must have been a remarkable woman.
Yes, she was. I never realized, in fact, until I met her, what a void there was in my life. I also appreciate your translating all those notes into English for me about Roger Thorpe, well, Arthur Green.
Yeah, I'm sorry they weren't conclusive enough to give you the information you needed to take legal action against the man you believe was his accomplice in the United States.
I didn't think that Roger Thorpe would be foolish enough to name Alan Spaulding as his accomplice, even to his attorney, but I haven't given up.
Do you have any other way in mind to discover the truth?
Yes, one, there's a Dr. Moreno who was an accomplice of theirs, and he's now traveling in the Orient, and if I can find him, then...
Well, to your success, Mike. Did I say something wrong? You're not drinking?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about Renee and something that she told me about my relationship with my daughter. Wonder what kind of advice she'd give me about whether or not I should continue looking for the proof I'm after and maybe lose my daughter forever.
I'm afraid no one can advise you in so drastic a decision.
No. I can't even advise myself. I keep shifting. But if I can find this proof that I'm after, I'm certainly going to...
Do you know that you're a man, man?
No. It sure looks like I do. Wait. I'll be right back. Elizabeth? What are you doing here?
And now, the award-winning Guiding Light. This portion is presented by Sure. Sure antiperspirants in 3 convenient forms. They'll help keep you dry all day. And by All Fabric Bold. Get synthetics clean.
You found it, Grandma.
Mommy's favorite dress when she was little.
It's perfect for you.
Holidays of dryness, just to be sure.
Well, if you don't say something soon, I'm going to think I met your double.
No, it's me. Well, what are you doing? Well, how are you?
Well, I'm stunned at the moment. This is amazing. I'm with this attorney, Max Amboise, and he saw me on my way to my room and told me to come over here. I would have never known you were in Switzerland. How are you?
I'm fine. Oh, Mike, it's so good to see you.
Well, you too, and I've got a million questions I'll talk to you. I'll bore you with till the sun comes up. Let me introduce you to this attorney, okay?
Oh, I won't be intruding, will I?
No. We'll sit and talk to him until he finishes his drink, and then we can talk until my plane leaves in the morning.
Oh, you're going back to the States tomorrow?
Yeah, first thing. Can we spend some time together? Before I go home? What's the matter?
It's just good to see you. And I miss being home so much.
We'll leave it to you to figure the whole thing out.
Well, I've told you, it's just a little theory of mine.
Oh. Well, you are Amanda's financial advisor. You could easily verify an expenditure of $25,000.
Yes, I suppose I could. If I were at all interested, which I'm not.
Don't make me laugh.
Vanessa, if Amanda wants to subsidize her husband's career, that's entirely up to her.
Ross, your pretended indifference doesn't fool me for a minute. Well, all right, so you're not interested. I am. Could you find out for me, please?
Oh, no. Sorry, my dealings with Amanda are strictly confidential.
Confidential? A little theory, obviously, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's because that's exactly what it is, a little theory, and yet Amanda could very well be annoyed with me if she knew I was speculating on her personal life. So I would appreciate it if you would forget everything I've just told you.
Oh, I already have.
Well, I guess that every artist thinks his next painting is going to be better than his last, but I'm proud of the things I have at the cottage now.
Well, I'm eager to see your work, Ben.
You should be, Daddy. You know what an eye I have for talent.
Oh, Philip, Justin, I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet.
Well, you were busy talking to
Vanessa Chamberlain.
Yes. Philip, Ellen and Hope just told me that you were going to be here. I hope we have some time to talk later.
Well, I'm not going to be here very long. You see, my dad didn't tell me there was going to be a party.
No.
I thought it was just going to be the three of us.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll break up early, and then you'll have plenty of time to be with him. In the meantime, Justin and me, we'll keep you company.
Well, I have to get back to the hospital. Look, would you do me a favor and keep an eye on Philip?
Well, yeah, I'd be happy to. Justin, has this anything to do with that patient of yours?
I really wish you'd drive me home.
Philip, it's like I told you before. I can't. There's no one there to look after you. Besides, you promised your father you'd spend the night. You'll have fun once you meet a few people here. I'll tell you what, I'll call you in the morning, and if Alan hasn't made arrangements to take you home, I'll come and get you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Justin, before you go, has this got anything to do with that patient, the one from Canada?
Logan Stafford?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still on the critical list. Ross, did you know that Alan Spaulding knew Logan Stafford years ago?
No, I didn't.
Well, he did. Unfortunately, he doesn't know how to contact any of Mr. Stafford's relatives.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Philip, you try to have a good time, huh? See ya.
All right. Good luck with Mr. Stafford.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Actually, no, I completely agree.
Are you using the doctor? Then on House Calls, Amos's granddaughter falls for Charlie. Great comedy on CBS tonight.
Kelly, when I heard all that shouting going on down here, I figured you were reading Morgan, the Riot Act.
No, I just let something get to me that, I shouldn't have.
And laughing didn't really help matters. I'm sorry, Kelly. I just couldn't help it.
Well, it won't happen again. Look, I gotta be going. Oh, okay.
Listen, you're not leaving on account of me, are you?
No, Katie and Hillary are gonna come over for a swim, and then we're all gonna have dinner together.
Oh.
Are Dr. Bauer and his wife going to be there?
No, so we'll have the house all to her. Oh, damn, I totally forgot.
What?
Nola, if Floyd couldn't make it, Nola was going to give me a call, and I was going to go give her a ride, but I haven't been home, so even if she has tried to call, she knows I forgot.
So call her now from here.
Oh, good idea.
Listen, what was up with Floyd that he couldn't make it tonight?
I don't know. She just said he had other plans.
Well, Hillary was a lot of help. All she said was Kelly isn't here.
Huh. Well, I don't see why you just don't let me drop you off. And if you want to, I can pick you up on the way back,
I said no.
too.
I've already made plans with Kelly, and I can't leave here until he calls.
You know, the only reason that I'm going out with my buddies tonight to have a couple of beers is because I thought you wanted to watch that dumb 3-part movie.
It's not a dumb movie.
Well, anything that takes 3 nights to get through is dumb to me.
Oh, would you get your boots off the bed? Get those dirty boots off the bed? Come on. Don't you have any respect for personal property? Get them off.
Hey, there's no harm done.
Oh, Jesus, I'll get it. I'll get it! Well, I guess I can forget about Nola helping me with the dinner dishes. I just heard her making plans to get picked up. Here, I got an extra piece. I thought you might like it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that wasn't very nice of her to leave you like that with all the desserts and coffee to serve by yourself.
What could I do? The princess said she needed an hour and a half to get ready.
Ain't that the truth? You know, the guys on the second floor, they were all complaining because Nola took so long in the bathroom. She tied it up, you know. You know, if you don't mind me saying, they were a little upset about the cold coffee, too.
Floyd, do you know what's the matter with Nola? She's always had airs, but she never snapped at the boarders whenever they asked for anything before.
I don't get it at all. You know, here, Nola's sitting in a lap of luxury here, and it's like it's not good enough for her, you know?
You know what I think? I think our little Nola needs a man to answer to. She should get married, have a couple of babies to take care of. She'd get rid of those airs fast enough, you see.
Well, that was Kelly. He's going to be by in about 20 minutes.
Oh, hi, Mom. What are you doing here? Well, I'm talking to Floyd.
Well, do you think you could talk someplace else? Because I've got to get ready.
Excuse me.
Floyd, I don't think you should keep your friends waiting.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, well. See you later, Nola. Hey, don't forget, you know, If I had known that you didn't want to watch that 3-part movie tonight, we could have done anything you wanted to.
This looks silly. I wish I would have bought that white rhinestone sweater, you know, that would have been perfect for tonight.
Where would you put it? Your closet's full already. And besides, I like this outfit that you have on.
Yeah, but everybody's seen this one. Sorry I didn't help with the dishes.
You know, with your schedule, I'm going to have to hire one of those girls from the college to come and help with the serving.
Oh, Mom, that'd be great. You know, I'd help pay her salary.
What I want is for you to stay home and help me yourself. But I guess there's no point wishing for that anymore.
Mom, for the first time in my life, I'm finally getting the chance to meet some people that I've always wanted to meet. I mean, my whole life's different now.
Honey, you're always wanting more.
What's wrong with wanting more? I mean, what's wrong with wanting more while you're still young enough to enjoy it?
Nola, you know what happens to girls your age that run off chasing rainbows all the time? They end up heartsick and disappointed, honey.
Well,
except in those movies you're always watching.
Well, my life's not going to end up like that. You'll see it's going to have a happy ending.
Yeah, that's what your father always said. You know what happened to him?
Well, I'm not going to end up like that. I'm going to find a way to get the best out of everything.
I hope so. Honey, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy.
Oh, Mom. I'll be happy.
Good. Oh, listen, I'm not getting the dishes done standing here and talking to you. Honey, can I say one more thing?
Yeah?
Listen, that Floyd Parker is a very nice man, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. Now, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't let him go running off by himself if I knew he wanted to be with me.
Mom, you don't understand at all. I've met a lot of new friends at Cedars.
Have a good time.
It was one of the most difficult decisions I ever had to make. But Dr. Fisher was right. If I was going to cope with the problems, I had to get away from Springfield.
I'm sorry things got so difficult for you back there, but if you're getting the help you need, that's what counts. And Philip and Justin are going to be just fine.
I hope so. I've learned something from my sessions with Dr. Burnham.
Yeah? What?
If you're dishonest about one major thing in your life, one major personal thing, it magnifies every other problem that comes along.
I've never known you to be dishonest about anything.
You know, before I went into therapy, I would have let that pass, but I can't now. You see, it was completely dishonest of me to marry Justin. I knew full well I was still in love with you. Mike, that's what initially produced the guilt. That's why I'm in therapy now. I'm trying to learn to cope with it.
My tuna casserole is approved by the U.S. government.
For a woman.
No. No. You know, we've met once before, Philip, but I'm sure you don't remember. How old was this young fellow when you brought him to Chicago, Alan?
I think he was about 3, but he certainly heard me talk about you over the years. I've told him over and over again that you're the man who taught me everything I know about business.
Oh, thank you. But aren't you exaggerating just a bit?
No, I don't think so.
Philip, maybe one day you'd like to come to Chicago and spend the summer with me as your father used to. After all, you're going to want to know everything you can about my corporation, now that it's part of the conglomerate that you're going to inherit one of these days. Hmm?
I'm trying very hard to practice what I preach, but it isn't easy when every time I look over there, Vanessa is fawning all over Ben.
Amanda, I'm going to tell you what you told me. No matter what Vanessa's plans are, she is not going to get to first base with Ben.
And, what are you two ladies talking about? Huh?
Oh, it's just girl talk, Ross. You wouldn't be interested.
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you give me a try?
Ross, I understand that Ben made some changes in your stock proposals this afternoon?
Yes, he did. And it's wonderful to see Ben take such an active interest in your financial affairs. Although I must admit it's a far cry from the Ben McFerrin who insisted he knew nothing about business and could care less.
Well, that was before we got married.
Yes, obviously. How about that, Hope? I mean, you're the authority on the old Ben McFerrin here. Did he ever take an interest in your financial matters when you two were together?
Oh, Ross, we didn't even have enough money to worry about, much less manage. Although we had... Well, what does it matter? It was a long time ago. Nobody's really interested.
No, I'd really be interested to find out what he was like back then.
Ross, don't you think you should stop worrying about Ben and start paying a little more attention to Vanessa?
Yes, Ross. We all know how demanding Miss Chamberlain can be.
For your information, ladies, Vanessa Chamberlain is not my date tonight. We are simply guests like everyone else.
Oh, well, don't let Vanessa hear you say that.
Yes, well, I'll deal with Vanessa later. Amanda, have you heard anything from your mother recently?
No, haven't you?
Oh, not a word.
Well, the last time I spoke to her, she sounded very strange. She insisted that she speak to Jennifer and kept repeating the same order over and over again.
Which was?
Mother asked Jennifer to make a list of everyone who stopped by the house to see her and anyone who called.
I wonder why she'd want her to do that.
I don't know, because Mother rarely gets unexpected visitors.
And at this point, I've got Daddy so excited about seeing your paintings, he's probably going to buy the whole lot of them.
Well, thanks, but I hope you didn't talk it up too much. You may be disappointed.
Oh, no. What one Chamberlain likes, the other Chamberlain likes. Besides, you know how much I like your work.
Well, listen, maybe we should get back to the others.
Why?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't want to get Ross jealous. We had a bit of a disagreement earlier today in his office. No sense aggravating the situation.
Ross isn't even here.
Oh, what? Where did he go?
He went into the house with Alan. Now, where were we?
Why don't you use the phone here, Ross? You'll have more privacy. Thank you, Ellen, but it's a long-distance call, so I'll have the operator charge it to my home number.
Oh, that's not necessary.
Well, yes, it is, because I don't want the number to appear on your phone bill.
Who are you calling?
Well, it's just a client of mine who's out of town, but he doesn't want anybody to know where he is.
Oh, that sounds very mysterious. But then I suppose a man in your position has to be secretive sometimes.
Yes, about as often as you do, I suppose.
Oh, poor man. I'll see you after you finish.
Yes, thank you, Ellen. Yes, operator, this is a person-to-person call to Mrs. Lucille Wexler. And I'd like to charge it to my residence number.
Sam just can't accept my new ideas.
And a perspirin's not a new idea.
So curls look more natural.
What nature didn't give me, Lilt did.
Natural look lilt.
Oh, I wouldn't have asked you to help, Tim, except that Amanda's having some important people over. I promised I'd leave the place exactly as I'd left it.
Hey, that's okay. That's the least I could do after Amanda was nice enough to let you and Kelly use her place to study.
Yeah.
What should I do with these?
Oh, you can just put them in the dishwasher.
Okay. Well, Kelly was really in a weird mood tonight when I got here.
If you thought he was weird, you should have seen him earlier. I mean, he acted as if I'd done something wrong.
Had you?
No. I mean, later I was kidding him, and I got him to smile, but... Well, then he got all angry again. I just don't get it.
I'll tell you, I don't either. He did something else tonight that was kind of strange, too.
What?
Well, you heard. He's having everyone over to his house for a swim and something to eat. He didn't invite us. He always does.
Well, I don't know. I'd rather be alone with you anyway. I mean, we don't need Kelly Nelson's food. There's a whole refrigerator full of stuff up at the main house.
That sounds good. I'd rather be alone with you, too.
But you know what I think?
What about?
Well, about Kelly not inviting us. I think that he's trying to tell us that we're too young for, well, his friends. That we're just kids.
Well, the water must be nice and warm. You certainly stayed in there long enough.
Well, I asked you if you wanted me to do anything before I went down, and you said no.
Well, that's because I thought Kelly would be here by now.
So what do you want me to do? Go out looking for him in a wet bathing suit till I find him?
Well, maybe you better if you don't want your spare ribs to taste like charcoal.
Come on, Hillary, give a guy a break. He's taken on a lot this summer, you know?
People always find time for the things they really want to do.
Look, if you think he's out having a ball, I think you better think again. Can't be all that terrific teaching Morgan Richards chemistry and math for 2 hours every night, on top of going to med school, on top of the blood bank.
Okay, Katie, I know his schedule. Could we just drop it, all right?
Sure. Oh, gosh. Hi, you guys. Hi, Katie. Hillary. Hi.
Hey, listen, I'm real sorry we're late, okay? Smells good.
Katie, look, why don't you get the salad stuff ready, and then we can eat.
Oh, I thought we were going to swim first.
Well, be my guest, but if that's what you could do if you want burnt spare ribs.
Oh, spare ribs. Yuck, I hate Chinese food.
They're not Chinese, they're barbecued.
Well, sure. I mean, we can swim after dinner.
I'm on my way to start the salad. Nola? Yeah? How should I help with the silverware and stuff? Come on. Sure. See you later.
Come here. What was that all about? I told you I was sorry right as soon as I came in.
I'm just tired. It must be the heat.
Well, I hope that's all it is, because, I mean, with all the rest of the world going crazy, I'm dependent on you more than ever now.
What do you mean more than ever?
Well, maybe not more than ever. I mean, that's the kind of emotional exaggeration I'm always calling Morgan down for. But the first part of what I said is true, you know. I depend on you. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I guess my world is going a little crazy, too. I think that's why I jumped at Nola.
Yeah, well, she can sure get on your nerves sometimes. I know that.
Yeah, but this time it wasn't her fault. Gee, I love Dad's expression when he...
Mike, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. If I'm to get back to Springfield a well woman, it's best I say what's on my mind, yes?
Yes. Of course.
Just because I tell you I still love you. It doesn't mean I need anything in return, you know.
I know that.
You are one person who will never need therapy, you know.
Oh, really? Why do you say that?
Because you're so honest with yourself and with everyone else. It comes so naturally to you.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, in my relationship with Hope, I have to be dishonest with her and not telling her that I'm still looking for proof to link Alan and Roger. And yet I can't be dishonest with myself and everything that I've been brought up to believe in and allow this man, who I believe is involved in criminal conspiracy, to go scot-free.
Yes, it puts you in quite a position. Mike, yeah. I believe that you will end by doing what's right. Somehow you always seem to.
Unfortunately, somebody's bound to get hurt, no matter which way it comes out. But that's usually the case when a lie is exposed.
There is something else that I'd like to talk to you about. But first, I need your promise that you won't mention it to anyone else, please.
Well, sure. What is it?
Now, I'm not angry and I'm not hurt. At least I'm not angry and hurt now. But I need to talk about it. I need to clear the air.
Well, what is it?
Before I left Springfield, I learned, quite by accident, that you and Justin and Ross and Jackie, of all people, all knew that Philip was not my natural son.
Oh, no. Well, how did you find that out?
I was visiting your office one day. Laney asked me to turn off your tape recorder. I pushed the wrong button, and I heard you and Justin discussing it on the tape.
My office, my tape recorder? I don't understand. Damn, I don't understand how that could have happened.
I'm all right.
Well, you must have been devastated to find it out that way.
I was devastated. I felt betrayed. I felt a number of things that I can't even describe. But in the long run, I think it helped me.
How can you say it helped you?
Mike, I wouldn't have listened to Dr. Fisher, and I wouldn't have come to Zurich if I hadn't had my worst fears confirmed by the incident.
You mean you suspected that Philip wasn't your natural son before you heard it?
Yes.
How?
That's not important. What's important is that I'm learning to cope with the reality of the situation. I don't think it's going to interrupt my relationship with Philip when I go home again.
Elizabeth, I hope you understand why I never told you before.
I know that I've been under a doctor's care ever since I found out. Mike, yes, I think you cared, and I think you were concerned about what would happen to me if I ever found out.
Believe me, I've hated myself for not telling you.
Don't. I am all right. I am truly all right.
And Justin doesn't know the truth about this.
No. We'll discuss it when I get back. And if I'm really as strong and as stable as I think I'm going to be, I will face Alan and demand he tell me who Philip's real parents are.
I don't think you'll be able to ever find out, Al, because I don't think Alan knows. He told me he didn't.
Really? Well, then I'll have to learn to live with that. And just hope that Philip's real parents never try to take him away from me.
Oh, I don't think that'll ever happen. He's been the center of your life for as long as I've known you.
Yes, someone else pointed out to me the other day that I had given up the man that I loved. To marry another man who could give Philip a father figure to look up to. You see what I meant when I said one problem compounds another?
Yeah. But no woman I've ever known could have been more of a mother than you have been to Philip. So whether you actually gave birth to him or not doesn't matter. You're a mother in the true sense of the word.
I want very much to feel that way. I'm working on it in therapy right now.
Well, you'll succeed, I know you will.
I know I will. I really do. A few months ago, I didn't feel that way, but now I think I'll go back to Springfield a very healthy and whole person. I really do.
Well, I'll drink to that.
I would like to drink to us. And to what might have been.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but these spare ribs are pretty good, Hillary.
Good, I'm glad you like them.
No, the only place I'd ever had spare ribs was in a Chinese restaurant, and I hate Chinese food, you know, so that's the reason I said all that stuff about hating spare ribs and
no,
everything.
that's fine, really. I understand completely.
Well, I'm glad, you know, because I'm real sorry I got you upset.
And I'm real sorry that I overreacted.
Well, you know, I know how it is, because I do that sometimes myself.
Really? I never would have noticed.
Listen, could I get somebody anything else?
Nothing for me.
No, I don't want anything.
Does it seem unnecessarily quiet around here?
Yeah, it's because Floyd's not here doing cannonballs in the pool.
It sounds strange coming from me, but I think I missed the man. Things are starting to get to me. I think I better... I have an announcement to make. Can I make an announcement?
Sure.
Here, here.
All right, quiet. In case nobody's noticed, I haven't been my usual cheerful self.
Yeah.
I know. No comment. All right. That is going to change. From this moment on, the next guy that asks me out is going to get the biggest, fastest yes he has ever heard in his life.
Hooray! Good news. I just wonder what took you so long.
I think I just realized something new.
What?
I realized that Monsieur Hamilton isn't home knitting tonight. I don't see why I can't go out and have a good time and meet a couple of new men.
Well, I can tell you that's not going to be very hard to do, Katie.
Yeah, you don't even have to go out either. Just go to work and look, around at all the residences and interns that are... Because, well, they're all interested in you. They told me so.
Oh, yeah? What'd you tell them?
Oh, well, I just told them that you're still upset over Mark, and that's going to take a long time. I didn't really say that. I was just kidding. I don't talk about people's love lives.
Well, it doesn't really matter anyway. I mean, doctors aren't going to be on my list, so they're going to be safe. Don't worry about it.
I know. They keep the craziest schedules.
You can say that again.
I mean, you're not even a full-fledged doctor yet.
Yeah, I know, but I'm hoping it's going to get better.
Well, and you coach Morgan and everything? How's that going?
Well, actually, I am beginning to see some improvement. You know, I told Tim the same thing. He stopped by before I left over there.
Oh, what were Tim and Morgan doing tonight?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
Oh, I'm just surprised because you usually ask him to join us.
Yeah, well, I guess I just didn't think of it. What can I say?
I am so sorry to keep you all waiting, but dinner will be ready very soon. Oh, heavenly days, Hope. You don't need to apologize. If this many guests had been thrust upon me at the last minute, I wouldn't have known where to begin.
Well, fortunately, Alan's housekeeper, Emily, is very competent, and she's used to these surprises, so I really can't take any credit for it myself. If you'll all excuse me, please. Well, Philip, Ross, have you been meeting everybody?
Yeah, but I haven't seen my father very much. He's been very busy.
I know. This is not what we had in mind when we invited you over to spend the night tonight. But later on, when everybody leaves, there'll be plenty of time for us to visit.
Well, in the meantime, Philip's been telling me about his baseball team. It seems they're really improving.
Oh, wonderful. May I come see it sometime?
Sure.
Oh, good.
Excuse me, Mrs. Baldwin. Mr. Marlowe, the telephone call for you. The operator said you'd place.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Emily. Excuse me.
Yes.
I'll be announcing dinner as soon as possible.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you very much. I know it's been boring for you being around all these grown-ups.
Well, that's okay.
Listen, I want to make this up to you sometime very soon. Just the three of us. We could go over to my Uncle Ed's house and go swimming and then come back here and barbecue hamburgers and hot dogs. Would you like that?
Sure. But we've got to do it soon, because as soon as Justin's patient gets off the critical list, we're going to move up to the summer cottage.
Oh. I've noticed some slight improvement since you were here earlier, Dr. Marler.
Well, that dopamine seems to be helping raise the pressure. That's the most positive sign we've had since they brought Mr. Stafford into emergency.
When do you think you can move him to the cardiology unit?
Well, not for a few days. If he's strong enough, maybe he can give us the names of some of his relatives, and we can find out what he was doing here in Springfield before his collapse.
Yes, that's right, Lucille. The time was right, so I dropped Amanda's little secret to that friend of mine I was telling you about. Tonight. Well, no, that's hard to say. It may take a while, but sooner or later she'll use that information for her own advantage. And Ben will go to Amanda and demand to know why she's kept something so important from him. And well, yeah, yes, I think we know the rest. Oh, Lucille, one more thing before I hang up. No, it has nothing to do with Amanda. This fits into the small world category, I guess. Yes, well, I mentioned this name to you before and got no noticeable reaction, but I thought this bit of news might still be interesting. Logan Stafford of Toronto is a patient of Justin's at Cedars. Yes, it seems my brother had to perform serious heart surgery on the poor man, and at this very moment, he's hovering between life and death.
I'm sorry I kept you up until 2 in the morning, but seeing you was about the nicest surprise I've had in a long time.
Me too. I am so glad you were there to listen to all of it.
I told you I'd be there for you, even if it's in Zurich, Switzerland.
You have no idea how good it feels to have it all out on the table. I kept everything inside for such a long time.
The fact you can talk about it means you're going to be home soon, doesn't it?
Maybe. Well, I'd like to go to the airport with you in the morning, but I have an appointment with Dr. Burnoff. I shouldn't cancel it.
No, that's all right. I understand.
So, have a safe flight.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Do you remember what I told you about honesty being important to me since I've been in therapy?
Yeah.
I wish you'd hold me for a minute. I need to feel your arms around me.
What do you mean? Natural healing. Take the itch out of your summer with 4-second Lanacaine medicated cream. Also Lanacaine medicated spray.
This has been the award-winning Guiding Light. Fashions provided by Lily Rubin Salon, South Southwest, Janie, Jamaica Estates, and Barney.